up? How you doing?
Good to meet you.
Pretty good. I'm really excited to get to talk to you guys. Frankie, Hector, thank you so much for the time.
Of course, we got you. Thank you so
Manny.
much for talking to us.
Yeah.
No, I mean, we're talking SpongeBob. Who doesn't want to talk SpongeBob?
Luckily, lots of people do, which is great. I mean,
you get a job, so that's cool. Yeah.
We certainly love talking about SpongeBob. So, yay.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what we're here for. SpongeBob BingePants. Awesome name, by the way. Let's start with that. Tell us a little bit about the podcast and what's going to make it unique from every other podcast, besides having both of you awesome people on it.
Manny, he knows what he's doing.
It's true. At that. I mean, I was going to go straight for us. So why don't you tell them something else?
He's got it covered. So Nickelodeon has done podcasts before. They currently have this great podcast right now that is a companion podcast to Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's called Braving the Elements.
Big fan.
A wonderful Janet Varney, Dante Bosco hosting that show. And I feel like we are kind of like the sister podcast to that, the companion podcast to that. And the thing that is great about that show is those hosts were voice actors on the Avatar shows, Korra and Avatar. Frankie and I have never worked on SpongeBob.
Just super fans.
We're such huge fans. And we get to have that fan perspective where we can ask the people that we get to talk to, like the questions that the fans have always wanted to ask,
because there are questions.
Yeah. How does the show get made? Where did the ideas come from? And that has been the amazing, well, let me rephrase. Other than the blessing of getting to meet and work with Mr. Frankie Grande, which is an awesome bonus for this show, getting to talk to these folks has been like inspirational, funny, engaging, like heartfelt. It's been so cool to get to talk to the folks who worked on the show in many cases from 1999, from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's been so nice because we are a Nickelodeon sanctioned podcast. So we do get to have access to people that, the many other SpongeBob podcasts, which are amazing. Yeah. And thank you for, nurturing this amazing world that we're so excited to be now a part of, we get to talk to we get some crazy access. Yeah. And it's been really lovely to go through, the creatives' journeys that they've been on with them and
to
with
share
us
their stories
as friends. I think that a lot of times the interviews that they do, they're like, it's very formal. It's very much like question and answer. But when they sit down with us, it's just three people just getting together, friends that all have a common interest, talking about like life, and it's really cool, really great. And SpongeBob.
Yeah,
but I've had a chance to talk to a few of those voice actors thanks to the Patrick Star Show.
Yes, oh my goodness,
cool, which is insane. That show is bonkers.
Yeah, Patrick Star is phenomenal. But I think one of the things that I'm going to enjoy from you guys, because you guys are super fans and not on the show, is some of the genuine reactions to some of their stories and to some of the content that they're gonna provide you with. And anything so far stand out to you?
I mean, there's this great moment where Frankie has said that his favorite background character is a character who is, now we know his name is Fred. He's had a whole episode about him, but he's a guy who says, what?
My leg?
Anytime there's a crowd scene and somebody gets hurt or a group of people get hurt, there's a fish that says my leg. So Frankie shares this. And then we get to talk to Carolyn Lawrence, the voice of Sandy Cheeks. And we asked Carolyn some, can you give us some fun ad libs that you guys had in the booth all together? And she tells us, yeah, Mr. Lawrence just said this really funny thing, my leg, at the end of this group. And we were like, that's Frankie's favorite. And then we got to talk to the man himself, Mr. Lawrence, no relation, the voice of Plankton, and talk to him about where did that character inspiration come from? So we have. And then the next week we talked about boating school, which neither of us realized was the episode where my leg first happened. We're putting it all together. We're like, this is the episode they were done. So it's a journey for us.
Carolyn Lawrence teed it up. Then Mr. Lawrence gave us the behind the scenes. And then without us even knowing, the next week we watched the episode where it actually all happened. So it was very full circle. I think there'll be a lot more moments like that.
My leg moments.
My leg moments on our show.
Yeah, for sure.
And we were freaking out. We were having some good times in our little home studio.
It made it all better.
Well, this is how much you guys are having on an interview about the podcast. I'm very excited to hear you guys on the podcast.
Pretty good. That's a good show.
It's fun.
You guys do fairly good. So being super fans as you are, is that your favorite SpongeBob moment? Do you have another one? Because to both of you, what is your go-to SpongeBob moment? Mine is when he goes to rock bottom. I love that so much. It is just hilarious.
Me too.
Favorite SpongeBob moment. That's a great one, Manny. Favorite SpongeBob moment.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'm staring right now at the imagination, which is of course just makes me so happy. But best day ever is obviously one that I resonate with all the time. I sing best day ever like all the time. I try to channel that energy in my daily life when I wake up every morning. If I can, then I know it's going to be a good day. So I resonate with that moment. But is there do you have a favorite SpongeBob moment?
Dude, there's a bunch. That's such a great question, because it's like I've had a bunch in just a handful of episodes, because we're in the middle of rewatching season 1 right now. Like we haven't even finished our first season of our show.
No.
And I've had so many great, like, that's maybe my favorite. No, that's my favorite moment watching it.
Yeah.
I also just love the randomness of like when David Hasselhoff shows up in the first movie. Like even that is a moment.
Or Keanu Reeves in the last movie.
Keanu Reeves is the sage.
I was so happy when he rolled out. So excited.
So those kinds of moments. Yeah. I mean, that's been awesome. I remember one time years and years and years ago, I was in Las Vegas and there was a SpongeBob like 3D ride thing. I think it like Excalibur or something. And
I went on that.
Right. And I was young, and I think it had 3D glasses, and I think you could go and they like shoot bubbles at you or something, but it's like a little mini movie. And I remember feeling like this is my favorite. It was just such a great little SpongeBob experience. There's been so many. I mean,
the Thanksgiving Day parade the first year, I was there.
You were there?
Yes.
Wow.
When SpongeBob premiered, I was free.
Nice.
And awesome. I saw SpongeBob the first year he was out. It was pretty cool.
And he warmed your heart, and then he
warmed my heart in that 23-degree weather. We'll tell you.
Here in California, Paramount's Great America had the SpongeBob 4D ride.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what the Paramount.
Yeah, and where he's trying to get the pickle back to one of the customers. I love that ride because I have a great memory, because my mom and aunt went on it with my brothers and I. They had no idea that the seats moved or anything happened. And watching them, just the older ladies just like freak out the whole time, just made it all that much better. I can see so.
If it was my aunts or whatever, they'd be like, "Ay, Dios mío," and they'd be like going like this, like shaking, and you're a little kid, you're like, "Yeah, I'm in Bikini Bottom." That's so fun.
That's great. So podcasts are a lot of work. And so do you guys want to tell me what is your process in getting ready for each episode?
Well, luckily we have an amazing team, which I think is, such a great reason that I was so excited to say yes. I was like, you mean I don't have to do it all myself? Yeah. How wonderful.
Great producers, great editors.
Yeah.
Like it's so great.
So shout out to our directors and to our team and to each other. Like it's so nice to have a co-host that I love to be able to do this with. It makes my job very, very easy. So like, I've done a lot of hosting in my life, and I've kind of learned that like even if I prep like for like hours and hours and hours, I still get the same result anyway. So I've done like, basically all I do is rewatch the episode, jot a couple notes down, and then show up to work getting ready to talk about it. And whatever happens in this crazy Patrick Star mind of mine, bouncy SpongeBob crazy land, is what we talk about. Yeah. And it actually is, that seems to be the best way for me.
We definitely have, that's what I like about this too, is that we are watching the show separately, Frankie and I, and then we come together, and it's like, I don't know what the conversation is going to end up being, whatever we kind of.
He takes more in-depth notes than I do.
We've got some notes, and we have somewhat of a direction of what we want to bring up. I mean, because we're watching the show, and like,
but you're a student of cartoon land,
and too. Frankie's got a degree in marine biology.
Oh, that
do you really?
So he's jotting down like marine biology facts.
I do that,
and it's so fun and so cool, and he surprises us with that, and we don't know what he's going to say. So
that's true.
Yeah, it's we definitely prep, but it's also like, let's just have a good time.
It is. I often like the stuff that like we prep even if there are notes, like we don't even get to. I'm like, and also I wrote this down. Oh well.
Yeah, great check.
Oh well.
Thank you so much for your time. You guys are a blast. A lot of great positive energy here that I'm sure I'm going to get a whole lot more on the podcast. So
thank you, Manny. Thank you,
we'll
Manny.
See you there.
Have a great rest of your day, Manny.
Thank you. It's nice to meet both of you.
Nice to meet you too.